With the team, we are now in the second hour of SA Today. It's good to have you with us.
All right, in one of our top stories now, the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal says that it's extended the special leave of eThekwini Mayor Zandile Gumede for a second time.
The Provincial Executive Council held an extended meeting which started at the weekend to discuss the future of Gumede. The meeting was held to discuss the outcome of the report which looked at whether Gumede should continue as mayor or not.
Gumede has been on leave for the past 2 months on the ANC's instructions. This followed her arrest on fraud and corruption charges linked to a tender. Gumede is currently out on bail of 50,000 rand.
On the court cases, the PC also received and carefully considered an update report on the court cases against a number of comrades who are allegedly in conflict with the law. As the elected provincial leadership of the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal, the Provincial Executive Committee has a responsibility to provide clear and unequivocal leadership on critical matters facing the organization and its leadership. In reflecting on this responsibility, the PC acknowledged and considered that it has an obligation to respond to all challenges in a manner that places the interest of our people above our own. After studying the report of the Provincial Working Committee on matters relating to comrades who were directed to take the leave of absence, the PC decided that the leave of absence for all affected comrades, including the two mayors of Newcastle and eThekwini respectively, as well as a member of ESCO in eThekwini municipality, should be further extended to allow more time for the affected comrades and the organization to finalize its work on the matter. While it has taken specific decisions on these matters and issued public pronouncements on the position of the organization, the PC is determined to remain considerate while steadfast in defending the values of our movement.
All right, and for analysis on this story, we joined from our studios in Durban by Political Analyst Xolani Dube. Dube, good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for coming through. Mayor Zandile Gumede not returning to a position as her leave of absence has been extended for the second time, of course. Did this come as a surprise?
I don't think that we need to be surprised because the twisted logic that for the ANC applied to this debacle, it shows that it was for political expediency, I can say entangled in the factional politics in this province of KwaZulu-Natal. Also, on the other side, it's showing that in this province there is a leadership vacuum in that governing party, because if they suspended Mayor Zandile Gumede to save the moral and the ethic face of the ANC, it baffles us why they keep a municipality manager who opted for Section 204 of Criminal Procedure Act. It means that in that office of eThekwini municipality, the current city manager is someone also who's being charged, but who opted to become a state witness. And so if they apply the issue of justice in a blind manner, that municipality manager is not supposed to be there. And so that's why I'm saying in this province, there is a leadership vacuum, and that leadership vacuum, those who claim to be leaders, they are using a twisted logic to come to conclusion to their actions.
So basically you're saying this is a difficult one for the ANC's, the PEC in that province, because part of what the spokesperson told the media is that the extension is to finalize the work on this matter. We know, of course, that the Provincial Working Committee has submitted the report to the PEC. So what could be the stumbling block in all of this?
I don't think that even this leave of absence that has been extended is not informed by any law or by any other logic, except that they are trying to bring the faction together. They are trying to reconcile the faction. And Mayor Zandile's activism in the organization as well and in the municipality is being suspended so that they can reconcile. But the most painful thing is that they discuss among themselves, and the stakeholders, of which are the ratepayers of these municipalities, are not informed on the real issues that made Mamu Zandile to vacate that position, and also on the real issues that makes them to keep Sipho Nzuza, who is also a culprit, someone that we as the ratepayers of eThekwini, surely we need not to trust, because as you know, has been charged and opted for Section 204. And so if Mamu Zandile is guilty in terms of morals and ethics, as well as in terms of law, so as well as Sipho Nzuza, and so there is a selective justice and there is selective kind of logic in this leadership of KwaZulu-Natal. Hence, I am saying there is a leadership vacuum, and that those who claim to be leaders, they always come with kind of twisted logic, and they are flip-flopping. I can assure you, at the end of the day, is to caught up with them. And I thought them that they were supposed to come with a decision that will make the people of eThekwini to breathe and know that their services and other things are going to be provided. Because at this moment, we hear a lot of uncomforting things that are happening in this eThekwini municipality.
And of course, the mayor is also fighting some battles within her own party and allies, of course. You've got the ANC Youth League and the SACP threatening to protest if she's not removed from office. On the other hand, opposition parties, the DA tried but failed, of course, to launch that motion of no confidence against her. The EFF saying that the municipality should stop paying her salary. And, of course, her leave of absence has been extended. Meanwhile, taxpayers continue to pay her salary.
That's what I'm saying. The taxpayers are the one who are really the sacrificial lamb in this whole thing, because whatever these guys that they are doing, they are using our tax, and they don't have they show a total disregard to us as the stakeholders, because the stakeholders need to be informed now and again. Coming to the issue of SACP has been quiet until they were not part of the executive, the provincial executive. None of the SACP is an MEC, and now they are starting to make noise. I think it's an opportunistic one, because if they were really principled, they were supposed to say these issues last year, or even before Mamu Zandile became the mayor, because number of people at eThekwini, they made it clear that Mamu Zandile is not deserving to be the mayor, but the arrogance of the ANC made Mamu Zandile to be the mayor. And so the issue of ANC Youth League is a known one. Those were the ones who were carried Mamu Zandile on their shoulders to make her the mayor of this municipality. But when they were not agreeing on how to loot this municipality, is where they started to become their protagonist. And so it's not a real fight that is based on principle, but it's a fight that is based on patronage and on political factionalism of saying we are closing us outside, whereas you are eating with other people inside. And so that's why I'm saying the eThekwini and KwaZulu-Natal is just in a fiasco, because we don't have proper leadership who can think in a way that protects the interest of the taxpayers in this province.
But how do you think this situation will end? Because eventually a decision will have to be taken. We know, of course, that Mayor Zandile Gumede has always been seen as a devoted supporter of former President Jacob Zuma. So is it ever going to come to a conclusion where the services or the people in Durban and eThekwini do not suffer from receiving the services that they deserve?
The people of eThekwini, they've been suffering. When it comes to service delivery. That is an open secret. And coming to the issue of the solution, I think we, within the people of eThekwini, must really be happy to see that this fiasco, at the end of the day, is entangled all those who claim to be the leaders of this province. And I suspect that it's going to explode. And when it explodes, it's going to affect all those who are claiming to be the leaders of this province. And possible, a new dawn, a really new dawn in this province as well as eThekwini might emerge. But at this moment, the only thing that the ratepayers as well as the taxpayers of KwaZulu-Natal that I think that they are doing is just they are being patient, just they are watching this fiasco and they are saying, let them wipe each other out of the face of this provincial leadership. Maybe others might come in and take this province forward.
Right, Xolani, we have to leave it at that. Xolani Dube, political analyst, joining us live from our studios in Durban, of course, looking into this extension of leave of absence of the eThekwini Mayor Zandile Gumede. So, Peter, I see some reaction there from the former Communications Minister, Faith Muthambi, regarding the SABC's report on political interference.